A waterspout was observed in Hong Kong's Victoria Harbor for the first time since records began in 1959, with social media platforms flooded with photos and videos of the phenomenon.
홍콩에서 1959년 기상 관측이 시작된 이래 처음으로 빅토리아 항에서 용오름이 관측되면서 이를 포착한 사진과 영상이 여러 소셜미디어에 쏟아졌습니다. 그러니까 이 용오름이라는 게 워터스파우트라고도 하는데요. 물이 쫙 쏘아오르는 그런 현상을 얘기하는
Yeah,
거죠.
it's basically a long column of water that shoots up into the air. And as we mentioned, of course, there might have been more occurrences of these water spouts before, but it's the first time it's on record. So it's been cited for the first time since 1959, and that's when they started keeping record of these things. And it's a very rare sight, as you can imagine. I saw pictures as well, and it was huge. 'Cause
정말 저도 그러니까 영상이랑 사진 말씀하셔서 저도 확인해 보니까 이게 끝이 보이지 않을 정도로 물에서부터 일단은 이제 회오리 치듯이
goes up
물이
into the sky.
휙휙 돌고 그다음에 물 기둥이 하늘 끝까지 올라가는 것처럼 보이더라고요.
Yeah. And you know how, Hong Kong, it's just full of these high rises and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was just going up above those high rises. So it was an amazing, amazing sight. And of course, if you were there to see it in person, how amazing would it have been?
Yeah.
So a lot of people who were outdoors in swimming pools in that area where the water spout was believed to have landed, they were amazed. People started taking pictures. They were posting videos up on social media, so it went viral, of course.
Yeah.
And as we mentioned, this phenomenon, it's a weather phenomenon, and it's characterized by a rotating column of water. So it's going around, and it also has air, and it forms over a body of water. So it's forming over the ocean. And in Chinese, they call it dragon-sucking water, which makes sense, I think.
Yeah. I mean, we also say 용오름, so we have the word dragon in there.
Yeah.
Same as China, but it's amazing to me. And I guess the reaction was kind of twofold. On the one hand, people said, wow, this is fantastic. It's spectacular. On the other hand, people were worried. What's happening with the climate and the weather and, and what else can we expect in the future?
Yeah, so I think any sort of natural occurrence that we see these days, if it's a little bit off, because we're seeing extreme weather conditions, we kind of think, maybe the Earth is really sick, there's something going on, and it worries us.
홍콩 용오름 이렇게 검색해서 한번 찾아보시면 영상이랑 사진이 많아요. 주변에서 이 현장을 포착한 사람들이 많기 때문에 정말 놀라운 이 현상이 일어났습니다. 1959년부터 관련된 기록을 했는데 그 날씨 기록이요. 근데 이제 처음으로 이런 용오름이 기록이 된 거죠, 이번에. Okay, so let's have a look at the first expression, a waterspout.
Yeah, a water spout. So, like you mentioned, it's a rotating column of air that occurs over a body of water, and it usually appears as a funnel-shaped cloud in contact with the water.
네. 그 용오름을 영어로는 water spout라고 합니다. SPOUT고요. 한 단어가 되겠습니다. 기상 관측을 시작한 1959년 이후 처음으로 홍콩의 빅토리아 하버에서 이런 water spout가 관측이 됐습니다. Media platforms flooded with photos and videos.
Yeah. So when something arrives in overwhelming amounts or quantities, we say it's flooded with, or you can also say inundated with.
Yeah, exactly. 무언가가 넘쳐날 때 영어로는 flooded with, inundated with 라는 표현을 많이 쓰는데 둘 다 강우량과 관련된 표현이에요.
Yeah.
flood는 우리 홍수죠. 그리고 inundated라는 것도 역시 홍수의 의미가 있기 때문에 그게 이제 넘쳐나다라는 뜻이 되겠습니다. 소셜미디어 플랫폼의 사진과 영상이 아주 많다라는 뜻으로 보시면 되겠네요. 헤드라인 다시 읽겠습니다. A waterspout was observed in Hong Kong's Victoria Harbour for the first time since records began in 1959, with social media platforms flooded with photos and videos of the phenomenon. Let's move on to the next headline.
A Harvard medical student reportedly consumed 720 eggs in a month to study the effects of this foul diet on his cholesterol and observed a nearly 20% drop in his levels.
한 하버드 의대생이 콜레스테롤 수치에 어떤 변화가 있는지 연구할 목적으로 한 달에 달걀 720개를 먹는 실험을 한 결과 콜레스테롤 수치가 20% 가까이 감소한 것으로 알려졌습니다. Tell us more.
Right. So this Harvard med student's hypothesis was that consuming 60 dozen eggs would not increase his LDL or low density lipoprotein, or they're called the bad cholesterols. So he hypothesized that his LDL level would not increase by the time the month was over.
Right.
And he ate 24 eggs a day for an average of 1 per hour. And so basically that's, taking in a lot of cholesterol. And it said that the dietary intake of cholesterol more than quintupled. And so he is believed to have taken in 133,200 milligrams of cholesterol over that month. But the study found that, those with health issues, including diabetes, who are eating 6 to 12 eggs per week, it didn't have a negative effect on the total blood cholesterol levels or heart disease risk factors, but rather it increased high-density lipoprotein or HDL cholesterol, and they're called the good cholesterol. So this is okay for you or good for you to have in your body. So it said that adding carbs back into the diet of the lean mass hyper respondents can lower your LDL levels. But this Harvard Med students, he chose fruit, including blueberries, bananas, and strawberries to eat in the final 2 weeks along with the eggs. And this resulted, he thinks it resulted in that dramatic drop. And I think eggs have a bad rap because, you think, you can't eat so many eggs in a day. It's going to kill you, your cholesterol level. You keep thinking that, but I guess no one really wanted to carry out the experiment themselves. So he decided to just go ahead and do it who else is going to do it? I'm going to do it. So he did it. And it turns out that it can actually lower your cholesterol levels. So it goes against what popular belief is.
Yeah, absolutely. 자, 이 의대생의 이름은 Nick Norwitz입니다. 그래서 bad cholesterol이라고 하는 LDL 레벨이 계란을 많이 먹었을 때 어떻게 되나를 보려고 했는데요. 하루에 달걀 24개.
Yeah.
이거를 한 달 동안 이렇게 먹어서 720개의 달걀을 총 먹은 겁니다. 매일매일 1시간에 한 번 정도 꼴로 달걀을 계속해서 먹었더니 역시나 그 나쁜 콜레스테롤이라고 하는 LDL 레벨이 전혀 올라가지 않았고 오히려 내려갔대요. 네, 20% 내려갔고.
And that's a lot.
That is.
Yeah.
그다음에 좋은 콜레스테롤이라고 하는 HDL 레벨은 올라갔다고 합니다. 그러니까 이제 앞으로 많은 분들이 지금 마트 가서 달걀 사서 드실 것 같은 생각도 좀 드는데.
I don't know. 24 a day is a little
this is
too
a lot.
much.
This
Yeah.
is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. 우리가 무언가를 먹는다라고 할 때 먹다도 있고 섭취하다도 있고 영어로는 eat 말고 consume이라는 표현도 쓰죠.
Yeah, consume. So it means, as you mentioned, eat, drink, or ingest foods or drinks.
Exactly. 소비하다라는 뜻으로도 알고 계시죠. consume. 음식을 우리가 섭취할 때도 consume을 씁니다. 이거는 먹는 것뿐만 아니라 마시는 것도 마찬가지예요.
Yeah.
자, 그다음에 이제 재밌는 표현이 나오는데 foul diet라고
Right.
해서 foul을 quotation mark 안에다가 넣었어요.
Yeah.
자, 이런 quotation mark가 들어갔을 때는 여러 가지 의미가 있을 것이다라는 게 암시가 돼요.
Right.
그러니까 때로는 말하는 사람, 나는 이렇게 생각하지 않지만 다른 사람은 이렇게 말해. 이런 의미가 될 수도 있고 이 경우에는 foul의 동음이어가 연상이 되는 단어거든요.
Right.
So when you think of rotten eggs, for
Yep.
example, they smell really bad.
Yep.
And you might say that's a foul smell, F-O-U-L.
Yep.
But in this case, we're talking about FOWL. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so chickens that lay the eggs can be considered a fowl, which is a bird of a type that is used to produce meat or eggs.
Exactly. 자, FOWL, foul이라는 거는 가금류, 닭 같은 거, 닭, 오리 이런 것들 가금류를 말해요. 그런데 동음이어 중에 FOWL 있죠. 이거는 특히 계란이 좀 상하거나
Yep.
그랬을 때 나는 악취 그거를 foul smell이라고 하거든요. 그래서 이걸 좀 재미있게
Yeah.
설명한 겁니다. 이 학생이 생각해 보세요. 한 시간에 한 번씩 하루에 24개의 달걀, 한 달에 720개 먹었으면 조금 냄새 났을 수도 있겠다 하는
he
좀
probably reeked of it.
그래서 재미있게 그렇게 표현했다 볼 수 있고 우리 축구에서 말하는 foul도 FOWL이 아니라 FOUL 이렇게 씁니다.
Yep.
Here's the headline again. A Harvard medical student reportedly consumed 720 eggs in a month to study the effects of this foul diet on his cholesterol and observed a nearly 20% drop in his levels. Here's our final headline.
A new study has revealed that more than a dozen bacterial species among the hundreds that reside in people's mouths have been linked to a 50% increased risk of developing head and neck cancer.
수백 종에 달하는 사람의 구강 박테리아 중 12종 이상이 두경부암 발병 위험을 50% 높인다는 새로운 연구 결과가 나왔습니다. What can you tell us?
Yeah, so our mouths are, as we mentioned, full of microbes, bacteria, lots and lots of things growing in there, which is why we should brush and floss regularly, right? So some of these microbes, they have previously been shown to contribute to periodontal disease, serious gum infections that can eat away at your bones and your jawbone and even the soft tissue surrounding your teeth. But experts have been observing that people with poor oral health are statistically more vulnerable than those with healthier mouths to head and neck squamous cell carcinoma. It's called HNSCC. It's a group that includes the most common cancers of the mouth and throat. So this study was led by researchers at NYU, and they looked at the genetic makeup of these oral microbes collected from healthy people. And of the hundreds of different bacteria that are routinely found in your mouth, 13 species were shown to either raise or lower the risk of these cancers, HNSCC. And the researchers said that their study was designed to identify the correlations between risk of cancer and certain bacteria in the mouth, but not to establish a direct cause and effect link. And that's going to require further research.
Right. And to prevent that, of course, as you said earlier on, brushing and flossing is essential.
Of course, yeah.
brushing은 이를 닦는 것이고 flossing은 이제 플러스 이용한 치간 칫솔이라든지 아니면은 이런 플러스 이용해서 사이사이 이를 닦는 걸 말하죠. 또 참고로 치과 얘기가 나왔으니까 우리가 흔히 말하는 스케일링 이거 영어로는 get a dental clean 아니면 dental cleaning 이렇게 표현합니다. 스케일링을 한다라고 영어로는 말하지 않는 것 같아요. 이건 참고로 알아두시면 되겠습니다. Alright, so what's residing?
Residing means living somewhere. So having one's permanent home in a particular place means to reside somewhere.
In this case, we're talking about bacteria.
In your mouth.
Residing in your mouth.
Living in your mouth.
Oh dear.
Thriving in your mouth.
거주하다 살다라는 뜻이에요. reside, 입 안에서 거주하고 있는 우리 박테리아. 이렇게 말하면 좀 우습게 들리는데 입 안에 있다라는 뜻이겠죠. 자, 그다음에 risk of developing something.
Right. So the risk or a risk is the probability of something bad happening. And developing here means a disease or some kind of condition, developing meaning that disease or bacteria growing in your mouth.
그래요. risk는 무언가의 위험이고 of developing something, 무언가 어떤 질병을 발생시키는 그런 위험성을 말하겠죠. 자, 그러면 다시 한번 읽어보겠습니다. A new study has revealed that more than a dozen bacterial species among the hundreds that reside in people's mouths have been linked to a 50% increased risk of developing head and neck cancer. 여기서 하나 더 언급하고 싶은 게 있는데요. 우리말로 왜 굳이 12종 이상이라고 했을까? 왜냐면 이제 총 13종이거든요. 그럼 그냥 13종이라고 하지라고 생각하실 수도 있어요. 근데 영어에서는 dozen이라는 단위를 많이 쓰기 때문에 이거를 그대로 번역하다 보니 12종이라고 했어요. 물론 우리는 12를 하나의 단위로 잘 쓰진 않죠. 네. 그래서 이거는 만약에 그냥 한글 기사로 썼으면 그냥 13종 이렇게 갔을 것 같아요. 아니면 10종 이상. 근데 영어식으로 쓰다 보니까 12종 이상이라는 이런 표현이 나왔습니다. All right, well that's it for the headlines with our newscaster Karen.